Angela Nicholson. Are you out there, Angela? You have to unmute. There you are. Oh,
yes.
What's up, Angela? I remember you from the group. How you doing?
I'm well. It's Angelyn, like Marilyn.
All right. Forgive me because I quickly wrote it on my paper. Thank you so much. Angelyn. And Angelyn, where are you calling from?
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville. Who shared ER Shred with you?
Say again, please.
Who was it that shared ER Shred with you?
Oh, Carol Murray.
Carol Murray. Thank you, Carol Murray, for being a superhero.
Yes.
That's awesome. And what's your passion? What do you love?
About ER Shredder in general.
General for sure. We just like to get to know people a little.
I like to sew and I like to garden, and I do a lot of really interesting work. I'm a therapist and a metaphysical healer, and those things are really fun and different.
It sounds really fun and different.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been a trauma therapist for 21 years, and I've been doing metaphysical healing for about 5.
Very cool. That sounds like very, very important work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, very important work. Thank you for the work you do. That sounds incredibly, it sounds as though that's something that could make the world a better place. And I dig that.
I hope so.
I've got my own trauma, and I've had to work through a lot of that. So I know how important that kind of work is.
Absolutely.
Okay. And Angelyn, what's your story like? How long ago did you start on ER Shred?
I started June 22nd of this year. And I started right after. I just happened to be traveling to where Carol lives. And I had just seen my doctor. My doctor was like, you have all this inflammation and you need to do something. You need to find some sort of protocol that's going to work for you to help you identify what's going on, because your body's fine. You're healthy. You just your body's responding to food. And I saw Carol about a week later and was like, because I'm an isogenics person. I've been an isogenics person for a long time, and she's my isogenics friend. And I was like, does isogenics have anything for elimination? And she was like, oh my God, yes. And
yes.
I, like 4 days later, when I flew home, I started the next day, and I've been on the protocol since then.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Very cool. Hold tight there, Angelyn. I'm going to turn on my fan. It's a little warm where I am. Hold on. Okay. Thank you for your patience. All right. So that was what, early June?
June 22nd.
June 22nd, late June. And what unfolded for you?
Well, within about 2 weeks, I got an injury in early 2020 that pretty much took my more active life and put me where I couldn't do very much at all. And so I put on a bunch of weight, and I immediately, of course, have been releasing the whole time, but I immediately noticed that. And within a couple of weeks, the pain that I was experiencing in one of my legs had gone down considerably, enough to where I was pretty much sold, that's really all I needed, because that allowed me to stand up and cook more, and that allowed me to hang out with my kid more, and that allowed me to do a lot more things. And over the course of the 2 months that I've been doing this, I've experienced a lot more energy, and a lot more, I feel a lot more giving with myself, I think, because I feel better. So I don't feel, not that I was super grouchy before, but I don't feel like as limited in that kind of way. And
you feel like, would you say you feel a little bit emotionally elevated, like higher vibrational energy?
Yes. Well, like I'm coming alive, actually.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's awesome. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're doing great. What other things did you pick up on?
Well, what people tell me a lot is that my skin looks so much better, which, I mean, I don't know that I had terrible skin before, but it was definitely, when I look at pictures, it's like a lot more dull, and it looks like my skin looks a lot more glowy. Today I put on a dress, and the pockets on my dress were like really far down on my hips. Uh-oh.
There you go. I muted you.
And that was the first time that I've had the feeling of putting on clothes and they were way too big, and that felt good. I've been able to get outside a lot more and be active with my son, and that's been really a big game changer for me.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's important. And
yes. So I'm going to keep going.
You're going to keep going.
Yes.
That's cool. That's very cool. Well, these are all incredible results. Have you, for those out there that are curious, have you noticed any difference in terms of pounds, inches? You mentioned how your clothes are fitting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I haven't weighed since I finished my last shred, but at that time, well, Carol had to sort of, beat me in the head about it, and she kept sending me videos of you guys smashing your scales. So, and she's right,
Hey man, so if your answer to me was, hey Sean, I haven't been on that scale, I'll say good for you.
Well, at the time of my last shred, I had lost 27 pounds and 20 inches.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. Thank you.
And of course that spills over into the activity levels and the self-confidence and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Can you key in a little bit more just on the emotional component? I think that's important, and I don't think that's talked about enough. Can you speak to that a little bit more? Like any more depth around that for you?
Well, when you don't feel well in your body, you don't realize how much emotionally that brings you down. And in fact, a lot of people that I work with, this is something that I talk to them about in therapy, because often it's a lot of body stuff that's happening and they're not realizing that it's making them unhappy. And I know, because, well, for a lot of reasons, but I know that when I'm moving more, and when most of us are moving more, we are able to discharge emotions and release toxins just on a daily basis as we're out there doing things in the world. And it feels good. And it feels good to be around people. It feels good to have choices. One of the things that I tell my son, he's pretty little, and I tell him frequently that, like, what you want out of life is choices, whatever's going to give you the most choices. And if that's better health, if that's saving your money, if that's whatever it is, you want choices. And I feel like what I'm doing is buying myself choices. And that makes people happy when they have choices, in my opinion. Yeah.
Love that. I could tell you're probably very good at what you do. And you kind of probably found your calling. That was beautiful. Thank you for that.
Oh,
and
thanks.
We totally need to be, I got one more question, which would be, you probably see and talk to a lot of people. Is this something you're likely to share with other people based on your own experience?
Yes. And I've brought it up to a few people that I know that I feel like it could probably help. And, I'm also aware that people aren't ready until they're ready. I've had a couple people ask me, and I've given them information, and they have started doing it. So I've got family members now that are also part of the program, and they're getting their friends to do it. So and the truth is if you feel better and it's working for you, people want to know, and it's quite easy. So I've just sort of decided, I'm here for the information. If people, I'm willing to talk to you about it. And people in my life know me as sort of an evangelist for like things that make you healthier, things that feel good. And so I'm hopeful that as I continue to glow more, or that I'm out and about more, that people will want to know more, because I think they should, you know.
Love that. Love that. Well, hey, one day someone's going to be on this call and I'm going to say to them, hey, who shared ER Shred with you? They're going to say Angelyn Nicholson. And then we're going to go, oh yeah, Angelyn Nicholson.
Oh yeah.
and you're going to hear this and you're going to hear the result. We often say, how do you feel about the person who shared ER Shred with you at this point in time? How do you feel about Carol for sharing with you?
Oh, I've loved Carol for years, and we've been friends for years. I'm so, like, when I saw her that week and asked her if she knew of an elimination protocol for Isogenics, she had just started doing, she had done one shred, and she couldn't believe how good she felt. And it was such a serendipitous timing situation, you know, because I was able to see her in a way that I've never seen her excited about, you know, being out there, and the way she was feeling, and her clothes. And it was just really great to be able to see firsthand. And I'm glad I did, because it allowed me to go home. And with the Isogenics products, I already had all the stuff. I already had everything. And so I just started, and I didn't waste any time. And I feel like that her being willing to just sort of walk me through every single step, and to hear her contagious excitement was really, really the big reason that I started immediately. It was very, very serendipitous. Yeah.
Beautiful. We're gonna put swords up for you, friend. Angelyn is officially an ER Shred warrior.
Yay!
Yes, you are. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Sure. Thank you.